What's it gonna do? Slide down? Well, it seems to me that should be over this way a little bit. It's not perfect, but it's better than it was. I wonder why it has to be weird. Let's unplug this thing. Why is it crooked? The desk is straight. I don't want to mess around with it too much. Wonder why that's better actually. Hello everybody, hang on, let me get my, what are we missing, sound? It still seemed to me that it could be tilted up more. I don't know why it's like that. Oh, wait a minute. Now it's settled in. It's a little better. Happy New Year, guys. Let me grab my coffee. All I can say, it's not perfect, but it's better than it was the other day. At least the tripod is not sitting on top of the table now. So every time I touch the table like that, yeah, it might wiggle the table a little bit, but at least it's not going to shake the camera as much. Anyway, for those who don't know, I'm Spokane Steve. This is Strat-O-Matic Baseball. 1966 replay, and a happy New Year's Eve to one and all. Ernest, Bob, Ben, Blaine is here. Anyone, see, I could turn the score sheet and make it straight. Like that. See, it's not straight now, but the camera thinks it is. So that's all that mattered, doesn't it? Isn't it? Well, Pa and I already brought in the winter wheat, so nothing left to do but play Strat-O-Matic baseball. Hello, Tom K. I don't recognize the name. A new face to the chat, perhaps? If I'm mistaken, I apologize. Let's give a big welcome to Tom. A great group of guys here. The other day we started this doubleheader, Orioles at Yankees. It's a 4-game series, game 2 of the doubleheader. Whoops, I forgot to write some things in. So the Orioles won the first game. I guess that's the only thing I didn't write in. 2 left-handers today, Frank Bertana for Baltimore. And it's going to be Fritz Peterson, who's been the ace of the Yankees. Let's take a look at their stats here. Bertana on the season, 3-4 with a very high 7.31 ERA. That's dead last on the Orioles staff in terms of earned run average. This will be his 7th start. He's worked 2 games out of the pen. Just 28 in the 3rd innings so far for Bertana. For Peterson, 4-6, but he leads the Yankees in ERA with a splendid 3.19, 12 starts, 2 complete games, 85 innings of work. He's worked 1 game in relief. And as always, well, not as always, but as before, kind of a makeshift setup. I don't have the luxury of 2 laptops. So I have to flip back and forth to get the stats, which means I lose the chat for a moment when I do that. So bear with me. I'll try to keep up. December 31st, 2025. How about that? Who would have thunk? Tom has been watching. Here's the Orioles lineup. It's Luis Aparicio at short. Boog Powell, for some reason, moves into the 2 spot for this game. He's at first base. Frank Robinson, of course, in right. Brooks Robinson at third base hits cleanup. Against the left-hander, Sam Bowens gets the start in left field, with Davey Johnson at second, Paul Blair in center field, Andy Etchebarren, the catcher, and Bertana, the left-handed batter, in the 9 spot. Umpires for today's contest: Hank Sowar calling the balls and strikes, Bill Valentine at first, Nestor Shylock at second, Cal Drummond at third. And with that, play ball. Peterson ready to go. I feel like the lighting could be brighter. Oh, so there's a plus and a... Let's get the best one. That's pretty good. How is that looking to everyone, by the way? Certainly better than the other day. Play ball. Peterson ready to go to work. Here's Aparicio to start it off. Luis hitting .244, 2 home runs, 31 RBIs as Peterson goes into the windup. That's going to be a 4-2 right-handed. Fly ball to left field, shallow fly ball. White comes in and puts it away. One down, and here's Boog Powell. You know, I've got another idea I meant to do. try to see if these would all fit on here. Using this other magazine to perhaps deaden the sound a little bit of the dice, that is. So one away in the first, just getting started here. Boog Powell steps to the plate, leading the team in batting at .329, 17 home runs, 45 RBIs. Lefty-lefty matchup for Peterson. The pitch is a 5-3 left-handed. It's a grounder to the pitcher X. He's a 5'26", so hold your breath on this one. That's a 20, and it's a base hit. So a single off of the pitcher, and the Orioles have a base runner. That'll bring up Frank Robinson. Robinson's hitting .282, 19 home runs, 49 RBIs. It's a 1-5 lefty. High fly ball, deep left field. White back at the track, at the wall. Leaps. It's off the wall for a double. Just off the top of the wall. He just missed getting it out of here. Powell rounding at third. 9. White a +2 arm, 11. But with one out, they're going to hold him. So a ringing double by Frank Robinson. That almost left the yard. 1-5 to 7, he rolled the 8 and settles for the long double. A faster runner may have scored on that play. That's right, Ben, they do. Well, this actually was a magazine I borrowed from my buddy's wife. Oh, the one I'm using now. I think I got that at the airport. Shit, I don't remember. Anyway, here's Brooks Robinson. Brooks hitting .281, 7 homers, 44 runs batted in. We're going to roll for enter back. Second and third, 1 away. 1 to 3 will be in, and they'll stay back for Robinson in the first inning. Pitch on a 6'9" right-handed high fly ball to left. 1 to 2, it's gone. And it's gone! Holy crap, would you look at that? Brooks Robinson rolls the 2 and unloads a 3-run bomb here in the first inning. And the Orioles jump out to a 3-0 lead. Shades of the last game. In the first game of this doubleheader, it was Powell who hit a 3-run homer in the first inning. Today it's Brooks Robinson. And Fritz Peterson is stunned. Sam Bowens is the hitter now. Base is empty. Bowens, 7 for 65. That's a 108 average. 3 of the 7 hits for extra bases, including a home run. Here's the pitch from Peterson. 6'8" righty. That's ripped into the left center gap. Triple to 5. That's going to be a long single for Bowens. So Bowens joins the hit parade here in the first inning. Early fireworks, and Bowens can run. Let's check the battery now. Peterson a -2 hold, Howard a 0. .16, he'll be held on at 14. Still just 1 away, and Davey Johnson at the plate. Johnson hitting .276, 3 homers, 36 RBIs. Bowens rolling for the lead. 2 through 5, 11. 5, he's got it. 1 to 14, here he goes. Howard's throw, he's stolen it. So a stolen base for Sam Bowens. Is that his first of the year? It is not. That's his 3rd steal of the season. without being caught. Next pitch for Johnson. 4-10 right-handed, hard smash to third. Tresh has it, looks the runner back, and throws him out. 5-3 put out, and here's Paul Blair. Blair getting the start against the left-handed pitcher. Blair in limited playing time, 254, 1 homer, but 28 runs batted in. Trying to pick up Bowens from second with 2 down. Peterson into the full windup. It's a 4-9 right-handed. Base hit center field. Bowens rounding, 14-16. Mantle -3, 13. They're going to send him. Here comes the throw to the plate. 13. He scores. And on the throw, Blair takes second. RBI for Blair. That makes it 4-0. And out to the mound already goes Elston Howard. Jeremiah's here. Hello, hello. Jeremiah, I don't think you were here the other day. Yeah, I'm playing on the road here, and it's a little confusing for me, but I'm doing the best I can. Andy Etchebarren comes to bat. Pitcher Frank Bertena on deck. Etchebarren at 274 on the year. 7 home runs, 25 RBIs. Peterson gets the sign. That's going to be a 5-7 right-handed. That's going to drive in another run. Double to 5. It is a single 2 stars. And it's 5-0 Birds. Holy smoke. So the Orioles jumping all over Fritz Peterson here in the first inning. Peterson, who's been the Yankees' best pitcher. And the Orioles bat around in the first inning. Hello, Pray E. Cruz. Another new face here. Glad to have you. Jeremy, California weather's been great. Today it's rainy. Supposed to rain over the next few days. Excellent, Ben. I'm rooting for you, and if I can be of any help at all, please feel free to reach out. Bertena's a left-handed hitter. If we were playing super advanced, Peterson would already be fatigued. Here he's not, and he comes in with a 6-5 left-handed. Grounder to short, signal on a 1 only, and it's fielded there by Boyer, who throws him out. That's going to be a force play, 6-4. So the Orioles, 5 runs, 6 hits, 1 left. They bat around in the first, and after half an inning of play, it's Baltimore 5, New York coming to bat against Frank Bertena. I'm using Streamlabs, Ben. That was very easy to set up for me. And you know how technically challenged I am. All right. Here's the Yankees lineup. Tom Tresh at third base, Bobby Richardson at second, Mickey Mantle back in the lineup in center field, Roger Maris in the cleanup spot in right, Joe Pepitone back at the more familiar first base position, Elston Howard does the catching, Clete Boyer at short, Roy White in left field, and Peterson a switch hitter in the 9 spot. Whether Peterson will make it to his spot to bat remains to be seen. Okay, let's pull up the Yankees numbers here. Let's see if my thing's readable. My screen. See, it's got way too much over here. But I'm not going to mess with it again. That was Mookie, that thud you just heard. No surprise. Hello, Bob Cole, welcome. Boy, we got a good crowd on hand here for a holiday. How about that? All right, Bertana, the left-hander, ready to go to work. Tom Tresh will lead things off. It's been a struggle for Tom, hitting just .214. He does lead the club in home runs with 13, and he has 33 runs batted in. A switch hitter hitting right-handed. Wind up on the pitch on a 1-7. Liner to third, single to 6, and it's speared there by Brooks Robinson, of course. Mookie gets up into the top of the closet and leaps down. That was the thud you heard. Here's Bobby Richardson at .267, 5 homers, 22 RBIs. The left-hander into the windup. That's going to be a 3-6, and that's banged into left field for a 1-out single. So Richardson with a base hit. Let's check his running. Not a threat to steal, but Bertana with a +4 hold. Echeverria a 0, so 17. He's not a star stealer. He's automatically out on a 9, and they trail by 5. So he's going to stay put and let Mickey Mantle swing away. The Mick, .255 average, 8 home runs, 25 RBIs, batting right-handed. Welcoming in Franklin Long. From the stretch now, Bertana comes in with a 5-10 right. He swung on and missed, strike 3. So down goes Mantle. 2 down, and here's Roger Maris. Kind of surprised Maris is in the lineup against the left-hander, but I just copy him from Baseball Reference, as you know. Roger hitting .190. 6 homers, 27 RBIs. Bertana out of the stretch. Fires in a 3-7 lefty. Grounder to second base, fielded by Johnson, who throws him out to end the inning. With nothing doing for the Yankees in the first inning. After 1 inning of play, it's 5-0 Orioles. Richardson 1-6, not 3-6. Oh, hell's bells. Hang on, we've got a replay review already. Richardson I guess said he was a 3-6, single, 160, flies to center field B. Hang on, now I gotta reboot this thing. So a 1-6 for Richardson is a fly to center. My apologies, guys. I'm blowing it already. That means Maris never comes to bat in the first. He will lead off the second. Thank you, Bob Cole. As always, I'll take all the help I can get. My apologies. Does that look right now, Bob? Just double checking here before we move on. I'm going to go to live again. As Fritz Peterson takes the mound for the second inning. Hello, Captain Carl. Hello, Tribe fan. Holy cow, we've got a great crowd on hand today. Bob, confirmation for Bob, and there it is. Okay, Aparicio 0 for 1. Peterson into the windup. 2-9 left-handed. That is ripped into left center. I could find the gap. And if it does, he can run all day, and it's cut off there by Mantle, and Aparicio will round and hold with a long single. A leadoff single for Aparicio, who has blazing speed. He's 15, held on at 13. And Boog Powell's the hitter. The light was better the other day, but that's because it was sunny outside. I'm not getting much help from the natural light today. Natural light, that was my mom's favorite beer. More than just her favorite, that was the only beer she would drink. Oh yeah, she'd walk right out of the place if they didn't have natural light. When we used to go to the dog track back in the old days, around 1989, 1990, they didn't have it, but she would have a red beer with Coors Light. She didn't like it, but they put a little tomato in there. She could force it down. Peterson, a glance at the runner. He comes into Pal on a 1-6 lefty, called strike 3. Pal caught looking, and with one away, here's Frank Robinson. Robinson doubled in the first. Peterson with the pitch. It's a 2-6 left-handed hard grounder to short. Boyer gloves it. Underhand to Richardson on to first. 6-4-3 twin killing. So a much better inning for Fritz Peterson in the second, and the score remains the same. And Bertena will take the mound once again as Roger Maris will lead off the second. The pitch on a 1-7 lefty, called strike 3. Maris with not much on the card on the left side, no match for Bertena. One away, here's Pepitone. Joe Pepitone on the year. 275, 11 home runs, leads the club with 39 RBIs. Pitch from Bertena is a 3-7 lefty. Pops him up right side. Davey Johnson will take it. And that'll bring up Elston Howard. The windup and the pitch is a 3-5 lefty. Routine grounder to short. Aparicio charges it, throws on the run in time. 1-2-3 inning for Bertena. After 2 innings, it's 5-0 Orioles. Orioles on a 5-game winning streak coming into this game. I wonder if I open these blinds more, I'd get even more light. You certainly can't get less. You can't have less than nothing. Another funny story. For another time, perhaps. I might get into that one. A kid in my algebra class in high school named Neil. I forget his last name. Okay, if this game gets crazy, you may have to pull out the stories here. It's already pretty crazy at 5-0. Brooks will lead it off. He launched a 3-run blast in the first inning. Peterson into the windup as a 3-12 lefty. Gets a Lomax right into the glove of Richardson. So Robinson hit that one on the screws right at the second baseman, and here's Sam Bowens. Bowens singled, stole second, and came around to score. Peterson into the windup. 1-9 left-handed, struck him out. Here's Johnson now. Johnson grounded to third his first time up. The pitch is a 1-6 lefty. High fly ball to deep left field. Backing up his White at the track, at the wall. It's off the wall. Johnson rounds and decides to hold up at second with a 2-out double. That'll give Paul Blair a crack at it. He singled in a run his first time up. Peterson, glance at the runner now, comes to the plate, 6'5", right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Third strikeout in the game for Peterson. Wait a minute. Right. No runs, a hit, 1 left. Is the chat on? Hang on here. Somebody say something. Looks like it is. I could slide that over manually, couldn't I? How about that? Yeah, I'm not pinned to the one spot, so getting used to my surroundings. As the Yankees come to bat in the bottom of the third. Man, let's make sure we have the right pitcher out there. Bertena ready to face Boyer. Clete Boyer on the season. 257 average, 5 homers, 23 RBIs. Here's the pitch. That's a 5'11 right-hander. He lifts it to straightaway center where Mantle is patrolling. What? No, where Blair is patrolling. Forgot to make that change on my defensive chart. 1 down for Roy White. White 261, 6 home runs, 20 RBIs, switch hitter hitting right-handed. Bertena's pitch is a 3-11 lefty. He pops him up. Aparicio will take it. And 2 quick outs here for Bertena. So Bertena humming right along. And here's Peterson, a switch hitter batting right-handed. On a 2-10, swung on and missed, strike 3. And it's 9 up, 9 down for Frank Bertena so far. We played 3 innings. It's 5-0 Orioles. Franklin's got ginger ale. I, of course, have my coffee. In a very, very unexciting mug. Of course, my mugs are all at home. Okay, Blair made the last out in the third, so Echeverrin will lead it off. As Peterson gets ready to work in the fourth. Peterson settled down after a rocky first, which he surrendered 5 runs. The big blow, of course, a 3-run homer by Brooks Robinson. Peterson, the windup and the pitch to Echeverrin. 3-6 lefty. He pops him up on the left side. That will be fielded by Boyer. And here's Mr. Bertena himself, a left-handed hitter. 1-5 struck him out. Two down for Aparicio, who's 1 for 2. Peterson into the windup, 4-3 right-handed. Fly to right field X, tough chance for Maris. He's a good outfielder, 2-3. Racing towards the line. Here's the play on a 5. He makes a ready, leaps, and catches the ball midair. Oh, a running, leaping catch in right field to rob Luis Aparicio of a base hit. That's going to be a web gem by Roger Maris. And that will end the top of the fourth. Top of the order for New York in the bottom of the inning. Tresh will lead it off, hitting right-handed. Bertena into the windup now. That's a 3-8 left-handed. He pops him up. Shortstop will take it. That's the Aparicio. One away for Bobby Richardson. Richardson 0 for 1. 3-10 lefty, and he hits a hard ground ball up the middle and through into center field for a 1-out single. And that is the first Yankee hit of the game. 17, held at 15. Mantle will swing away. From the stretch, it's a 2-12 lefty. Liner to third. Brooks to Johnson, double play. Sorry, Brooks to Powell, rather. Richardson too far off the bag. And Brooks Robinson does it again. Ball looked like it was headed for the outfield. Robinson with a tremendous play. Caught Richardson too far off the first base bag and turned it into 2. I've been doing a little more drinking in California. I've been really loving these old fashions, but man, they'll put you down. Peterson takes the mound, rated 7 for starter endurance as we go to the 5th inning. Is that a fact, man? That's cool. And I've had a little bit of wine too, enjoying some of this fine California wine. I'm still playing, or trying to play with the setup and get it right. Powell and the Robinsons will face Fritz Peterson in the 5th. The Boog 1 for 2. Here's the pitch now on a 6-7 left-handed. It's a grounder to second base X. That's the Gold Glover of Bobby Richardson, a 117. Here's the play on an 8. That's the E-raid. So a 4 on a 17. This could be trouble, and his throw pulls Pepitone off the bag. That's going to be an error on Bobby Richardson. That's worth taking a look at here. That is Richardson's 7th error this season. Kind of surprising to see that. So Powell aboard with virtually no speed at all. And here's Frank Robinson. Robinson 1 for 2. Peterson out of the stretch. 1-4 left-handed. That ball is absolutely crushed to deep left field. White starts back and then just stands there and admires it as it lands about 8 rows into the seats. So the Orioles waste no time making the Yankees pay for that error. And they've blown it open here. The score is 7-0. And yes, sir, Robinson just missed one in the first, settled for the double. He didn't miss that one. As Big Frank connects for his 20th home run of the year, which leads the American League now. Action in the Yankee bullpen as Hal Reniff begins to toss. Hello, Trent Smith. Hello, Gerald. Oh my goodness, everybody's found me now. I'll tell you, Jeremiah, I even bought one of the ones in the bottle that's pre-made. It's not bad at all. I did add an orange slice and a cherry. It's made by Knob Creek, I want to say. If anybody really wants to know, I can double check that. I've got a little bit left. The legislature in Wisconsin made the old-fashioned the state drank in 2023. I like that. Okay, here's Brooks. 1 for 2 with a 3-run bomb of his own. Peterson, 3-3 left-handed, base hit into left field. Elston Howard paying another mound visit here. Reniff just about ready. And here's Bowens. Peterson out of the stretch now. It's going to be a 5-8 right-handed. Fly ball to center, easy play for Mantle, who puts it away, and that's just the first out of the inning. Here comes Johnson. Peterson's pitch on a 5-6 right-handed. Grounder down to third. Tresh gloves it. Goes to Richardson for 1. On to first. Not in time. That's going to be a 4th. Brooks erased on the fielder's choice. And with 2 down, the batter is Paul Blair. And he should be over. An error by Richardson opened the gates. 2-7 lefty. Little comebacker. Peterson's got it. Tosses it to first, and the side is retired. But 2 runs for Baltimore on a 2-run blast by Frank Robinson. And that makes it 7-0. So I'm going to tell my story. This kid Neil in algebra, the teacher was saying, okay, we're doing percentages. Okay, if you have half an orange, you have 50% of an orange, right? If you have a whole orange, that's 100% of an orange. What would it be if you had an orange and a half of an orange? And Neil insisted that it was still 100% because you can't have more than 100%. And the teacher, Herb Elke, who my dad knew, they were both in the real estate business. Very nice guy. He was doing his best to explain to this guy. And it appeared that Neil was simply just being contrary in order to be a pain in the ass. So finally, Elke gave up. He says, you just don't get it, Neil. And Neil goes, yeah, I do. You can't have more than 100% of anything. At that point, Elke said, Neil, why don't you go pay a visit to Mr. Duggar, who is the vice principal. He was the enforcer. So Neil, who thought there couldn't be more than 100%, because earlier I said you can't have less than nothing. Well, of course, you can. You can have negative something. Anyway, bottom of the 5th. Roger Maris. The new releases, oh, we got 85 and 52. Interesting. 85 was the first card set I played a tournament with. I wasn't crazy about the set. That was also the very first year of ballpark effects. Less than nothing is what you keep after taxes. Here's Maris to lead things off. Pertena, a 5-inning starter in his first endurance inning, but he's only allowed 1 hit. Pitch to Maris on a 5-6 left-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. And that's strikeout number 4 for Pertena now. Here's Pepitone. Yankees left an awful lot of left-handers in the lineup against Pertena. 6-7 lefty, and he loses in ball 4. That's a 1-out walk to Pepitone. Here's Elston Howard. Bertena studying the signs, a glance at the runner. 3-8 left-handed, and he loses in ball 4. Back-to-back walks issued by Bertena, who suddenly had a momentary lapse of control. Not to be confused with a momentary lapse of reason. Here's Boyer now. One more hit or walk will fatigue Bertena, so they better get busy in the Oriole pen. As Gene Brabender throwing down there. He's joined by Dick Hall. There you go, Ben. I think everyone should have a drink today. Unless, of course, you don't drink at all. That's understandable. Alrighty, first and second one down. Here's Boyer. Bertena trying to hang in there. The windup, the pitch, 6-6, swung on and missed, strike 3. Big strikeout for Bertena, his 5th of the afternoon. And here's Roy White, the switch hitter, batting right-handed. Popped to short his first time up. That's a 2-6 lefty. Grounder down to third. Fielded by Brooks, who goes to second for the force, and that'll do it. And Bertena remains in the game. He gets out of that jam, which he created himself with back-to-back walks. We've played 5. It's 7-0 Birds. Peterson takes the mound for the 6th. He's on a short leash at this point. Echeverria 1 for 2. 2-10, grounder to second, fielded by Richardson. 1 away, here's Bertena. Left-handed hitter. Just a 3-9. Pokes it the other way to third. Tresh has it and throws him out. What are you doing, Mookie? Aparicio will be the hitter. Here's the pitch. 6-9 right-handed. That is base hit 1-2, ripped into the gap. That's going to be a double for Aparicio. So on a 6-9 homer 1-2, he's a weak. But on the 10, he'll take the double. Runner in scoring position with 2 down, and Boog Powell the hitter. If Peterson doesn't get Powell, that's probably going to do it for him. He won't face the righties. 1-5 struck him out. No runs to hit a man left. Good information here from Captain Carl. Yes, that's true, Captain Carl. Richmond was influenced by Pursue the Pennant, which became something else that I never can remember. Dynasty League? This setup slides around on me more than it does at home. I have to make sure we're in frame here. That's going to do it for Peterson. He's going to leave for a pinch hitter. Six innings for Peterson. 11 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned. Walked nobody. Struck out for 5. It was going to be Reniff. However, we're in a long man situation now. It's still going to be Reniff. It did. It did, Ernest. He came in at 3.19. You got to think that shot way up. Alrighty, batting for the Yankees against Bertena. Mostly lefties on the bench, of course. Let's see. You might as well let Hector Lopez have an at bat. Hector Lopez has a little pop. Bertena, his second endurance inning. It's a 2-4 lefty, fly ball to right. That's an easy play for Frank Robinson, and Lopez is retired. That's going to bring up Tresh. Bertena into the windup. That's a 3-6 lefty. That ball is crushed to left center. Bowens and Blair converge, and that ball is gone. Home run, Tom Tresh. And the Yankees' home run leader deposits his 14th blast of the year into the left center field area of the ballpark. And the Yankees are on the board. Now, once again, one more hitter walk will fatigue Bertena. And with the shutout loss, no reason to milk him. Bobby Richardson at the plate. Here's the windup and the pitch. 5-9 righty. That's going to be a base hit. Triple to 2. That is a single. And Bertena is fatigued. A 1-out single by Richardson. His second hit of the day. Only 3 hits. 7-1. I normally don't do this, but I'm going to give him a little more rope. Pitching to the right-handed man. 5-7 righty, he walks him, and that's going to do it. Here comes Bauer. That'll do it for Bertena. Five and a third, just 3 hits. He also walked 3. Struck out 5. And here comes Brabender. Brabender. On the season, he is 1-0, 5.14. He's generally the Oriole pitcher who pitches in the blowout games. Daniel, asked them where the new cards are for the 365 ATG set. It's been over a year. First and second, one away. Here's Maris facing the right-hander Brabender. He comes in with a 2-5 right-handed, grounds it back towards the pitcher, single to 9. That's going to be fielded by the pitcher Brabender, who goes to Johnson for 1 to first, not in time. It's going to be a 1-4 fielder's choice. Mantle moves to third. And with 2 down, it will be up to Joe Pepitone. 7-1 the score, 2 outs in the 6th. Brabender's pitch is a 2-10 right-handed. High fly ball to deep right. Frank Robinson back on the track, pulls it in. Woo! Pepitone gave it a ride, but it died on the track, and the Yankees settle for a lone run here in the 6th. We've played 6 complete. It's 7-1 Orioles. Oh, yeah, Marshall Tucker. My favorite's probably the live album. Is it Where We All Belong? If I'm not mistaken. Hal Reniff will take the mound for the Yankees. Hello, Joel Turney. Sorry if I've missed some. Great crowd on hand today. Thanks a lot, fellas. Tomorrow I'll be moving up the coast to my next California destination. Reniff will be facing the heart of the order. Frank Robinson has a double and a homer, just missed being 2 homers. Reniff, a right-hander now, gets the sign from Howard. The pitch to Frank is a 1-8 right-handed. That's driven deep to left field, going back, and gone. Wow. He missed it in the first by 1 number, or he could be looking at a 3-homer game. Homer number 21 for Big Frank. Eight to 1 the score. And let's take a moment and go to the league leaders here. So he has added 3 RBIs, so he now has 52 RBIs. Killebrew leads with 57. His 21 homers lead. 3 players tied with 17 behind him. Where he's missing is in batting average. His .282 coming into the game was among the league leaders, but way behind leader Leon Wagner at .335. Here's Brooks now. Reniff, greeted with a home run, comes in with a 4-9 right-handed, and he walks him. Reniff, visibly rattled by the home run, walks Brooks Robinson. And here's Bowens. The pitch is a 5-5 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Down goes Bowens for the second time today. 1 away, and here's Davy Johnson. Frank Robinson's just about put away player of the game honors here today. As the pitch comes into Davy Johnson on a 4-8 righty, and he draws the walk. Second walk of the inning. Bowens to second. And the batter will be Blair. Paul Blair steps in, 1 for 3. Reniff checks the runner. 4-10 righty, swung on and missed, strike 3. A homer, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts, and here's Andy Echeverry. The pitch from Reniff. 1-4 righty, grounder to second, routine for Richardson, and that'll do it. Orioles settle for a run on the Robinson homer, make it 8-1 as we go to the 7th inning stretch. We'll have to check on Mookie later because I can't move this camera. I mean, I could, but the amount of frustration required to get it back in position is not worth it. I will, however, treat myself to another cup of coffee. As a light rain continues to fall in Southern California. And they say it never rains in Hang on. All right. And hello, Jim Forbes, another new member of the chat group here. Welcome in, Jim. Wow, 69. That was my first card set. Well, Happy New Year and welcome in. A big Spokane Steve welcome. And a big everybody in the chat, as I'm trying to say, give a warm welcome to Jim Forbes. I eventually spit it out. There we go. Okay, bottom of the 7th. We can close the book on Bertana. Here's the pitch to Howard. That's a 1-6 righty, base it up the middle. Leadoff single for Elston Howard. Here's Boyer now, 0 for 2. Brawbender from the stretch. That's going to be a 5-6 righty. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Boyer strikes out for the second time today. With 1 down, here's Roy White. Wright will turn around and bat lefty against Brawbender. On a 4-5 lefty, swung on and missed. Strike 3. Back-to-back punch-outs by Brawbender. And should they even bother to hit for Renniff? Let's see who they would use in relief if they did. We're not going to waste Hamilton or Ramos or Womack. That means we'd be bringing in Stan Bonson if we hit. Yeah, why not? Bonson can pitch. He's a computer-only card. We'll go ahead and bat with a runner at first. We're going to look for an all-or-nothing shot. And a good guy for that is Barker, who started the first game of this doubleheader. Not much on the card, but he's got some pop. Barker, a left-handed hitter. Brawbender comes set on a 2-4 righty. Struck him out. 3 strikeouts in a row by Gene Brawbender after an inning-opening single. And just like that, we've played 7. Here comes Stan Bonson. Bonson, a computer-only card. Let's see what he's done so far. He's been in 2 games, 2 innings, 2 hits and a run, 2 walks and a strikeout. Rated 3 for relief endurance. Who's on pace to win 120? I missed something. That I really want to know. '93 Toronto? Help me out, somebody. Who's on pace to win 120? Brawbender is a 1-week R. He's going to bat 2015 Toronto. Thank you, Ernest. Wow. So what's their record right now? Meantime, Brabender will bat. He's a righty. 1-7 struck him out. Not surprisingly. 43-15. Still early, but yeah, great start. Probably won't win 120, in other words. Should make a push for 100, though. Just a guess on my part. Here's Aparicio. Bonson into the windup. It's a 6-7 righty. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Back-to-back punch-outs for Bonson. And the batter will be Boog Powell. Powell is 1 for 4. Struck out twice. 5-8 lefty. Grounder second base X. That's going to be the Gold Glover Richardson 117. Here's the play. He's got it and throws him out. Nice play, Bobby Richardson, to end the inning. A 1-2-3 inning for Stan Bonson. For Baltimore, they already have their defense in, as Gene Brabender, who's worked 1 2/3, will come out for the bottom of the 8th. He's rated 4 for relief endurance, so unless this game gets close, he may as well go for it. Yeah, they could go 50-44. Top of the order for the Yankees, the score is 8-1. Brabender pitching to Tresh now. Tresh hitting left-handed. The pitch is a 5-12. Fly ball to center. Easy play for Blair. And there's one down. That'll bring up Bobby Richardson. He has 2 of the Yankees' 4 hits here today. It's a 1-7 righty. Routine grounder to short. Aparicio scoops it up, throws him out, and there's 2 down quickly. That'll bring up the Mick, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. Brabender gets the sign. On a 6-8 left-handed. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Strikeout number 4 for Brabender. He's retired 6 in a row, and through 8, it is 8-1 Orioles. Kind of a fun game for a laugher, honestly. Probably because I haven't been on much and I've missed it. I've missed hanging out with you guys. I want to thank everybody for being here today, and once again wish everyone a Happy New Year. I would say there's 90% certain there will be a game tomorrow, but it will almost certainly be later in the day, as I'll be on the road in the morning. We were waiting for you, Dan Port, who's also a proven felon. That's what the P stands for. Bonson will face the heart of the order of the 9th. Frank Robinson having a day. 3 for 4, a double and 2 homers, and that double in the first inning, once again, he missed a homer by 1 number on a split. Bonson's pitch, it's a 5-7 righty. High fly ball to left, double to 11, and he's in with a double. A 12 total base day for Frank Robinson. When the Triple Crown push is on, he says, officially. Got to get that average up, but 4 hits today will certainly help. Here's Brooks now. He's 2 for 3 with a walk. Bonson into the windup. 5-9 right-handed. High pop fly to shallow left. Coming in is White. He makes the catch, and there's 1 down. Happy New Year, Dan. Bowens is 1 for 4. Bonson checks the runner. 4-8 right-handed. Grounder down to third base. Fielded there by Tresh. Looks the runner back and throws to Pepitone in time. That takes care of that. And it's a super chat from H. Field. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. I will get Mookie some treats, and he thanks you as well. Now, do I know you as another name, H. Field? Help me out. I feel like I do. Two out for Dave Johnson. Johnson's pitch is a 3-7 righty. Struck him out. And we go to the bottom of the ninth. Pretty much all over but the crying here for New York. Broadbender will try to finish it off. He's worked 2 2/3. Still trying to figure out if H. Field is new to the chat or if it's someone under a different name, since YouTube did the name change thing and screwed me up. It's going to be Maris, Pepitone, and Howard for the Yankees. Broadbender bends back and comes in with a 1-6 righty. Grounder down to first. Powell will take it himself. Here's Pepitone. Broadbender into the windup. That's a 5-6 lefty. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. 5th strikeout for Broadbender, who's really bringing it today. And the Yankees are down to their last out, and it's their catcher, Elston Howard. 1 for 2 with a walk. Here's the pitch for Broadbender. Now on a 6-7, he loses in ball 4, and the inning stays alive, bringing Mr. Boyer to the plate. Boyer's 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts. The pitch for Broadbender is a 1-2. Grounder to short, that's going to do it. Aparicio to Powell, and that's the ball game. So a one-sided game. It was all Orioles today, 8-1. We'll have the totals here in just a moment. I want to thank everybody for watching. Easy player of the game today, huh? You betcha. That's Frank Robinson with 12 total bases. 3 runs scored, 3 runs driven in. H. Field has 2 cats on his channel and the Billy Squire videos. I've seen this before, so I must know him under a different name. If you're still there, H. Field, perhaps you could share with us what your other name was, your screen name, rather, before YouTube made it H. Field 07. No toasters for Frank. He gets the clock radio. That's right. So the winner is Bertana. His record evens at 4-4. With 3 2/3, I think Bertana's going to pick up one of those cheap saves, isn't he? Not Bertana. I'm sorry, Broadbender. That would be his first save of the season. Peterson got knocked around. He takes the loss and drops to 4-7. Ranif in an inning gave up a hit, 2 walks, 1 run, struck out a pair. Bonson in his 2 innings, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. Nice outing for the computer only Bonson. Broadbender allowed only 1 hit. He walked 1, and he struck out 5. A nice game for Broadbender. And yeah, that's right, Joel, he saved the bullpen. And he pitched awesomely in a game where he really didn't have to. He could have given up 3 or 4 runs and still held on for the win. The totals, Orioles 8 runs, 13 hits, no errors. Yankees 1 run, just 4 hits, 1 error. Looking ahead on the schedule, next game would be the Mets at the Cardinals. Let's see who's pitching. Bob Shaw for the Mets and Tracy Stallard for St. Louis. That, like I say, almost certain that'll be tomorrow, but later in the day. I can promise for sure a Friday game. I'll be on the road headed for Morro Bay tomorrow. In the meantime, Happy New Year to everybody. I'm looking around to try to find my cat. There he is. Okay, we're in luck. Depending on how you look at it, of course. There he is. He's found a new place to relax. He doesn't have his tower anymore. I wonder if he misses the tower. Say hello, Mookie. He went for a car ride today earlier. He enjoyed it. Now he's all tuckered out. Well, I'm hungry, so I'm going to get out of here. Probably go get some lunch or have some lunch here, whatever. And I'll see you guys on the next one. In the meantime, thank you again for watching. Happy New Year, everybody. Take care and enjoy yourself. Stay safe, but you know what I mean? You got to tip one back today. You got to knock it back for New Year's. Just don't drive. Take care, everybody.